Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Week 5 Phalanx Division, Best Division, ODL Season 3 Weekly Recap. And I am joined here today by...
Hello, it's Cybon here.
And
happy to be here.
Yeah, and we are going to be taking a look at the matchups for the week. It's very unusual to have Cybon as a co-host just because it's the first time in, and I think my history of having my opponent be the co-host. But, I mean, it's all fun and games. It's not like serious business or anything. We had beef, right? Just serious beef, but then we squashed it. Just kidding. All right.
Say so.
Just kidding. This was a pretty interesting matchup for both of us because I was 3-1 going into this, and Cybon was 4-0. So if he wins, then he really separates himself with Juvie as the two 5-0 players, while no one else has even 4 wins. And if I win, I knock down an undefeated player, and I'm neck and neck with him, competing for the 2 seed behind Juvie. So either way, in a really good spot for me if I win to kind of keep things close in the standings, and he's really encouraged to defeat a tough opponent because it means that he can be towards the top and
probably lock in playoffs, right?
Yeah, I think it's guaranteed playoffs at this point with a win here, and also it means you're not just competing for playoffs anymore. You're competing for being able to choose your opponent and having first or second dibs at it. So really, really solid situation for either of us if we win. I was really expecting Mamoswine. I did consider Hitmontop, and I was thinking about it quite a bit as well as like the only other alternative to Mamoswine, or like if you were to leave one Pokemon behind, you'd probably bring Hitmontop here, which was reasonable. But I didn't plan for it too much specifically. I decided to lean against over-prepping into it, and that could have been bad for me just because of seeing it here in preview. But what were your kind of thoughts going into this?
I did have Mamoswine for a long time. I was planning, more Disquake because it's been so good to me, but I was just looking at Mamoswine, and I was thinking I don't really want to run max speed because it's still slower than Tauros, and in Trick Room, the EVs are just wasted. I kind of have to run Sash. I can't be bulky because it just dies the Samurott, dies the Sinister, dies the Tauros 2 ways. And then I looked at Hitmontop, and the fighting type is really nice into your team, and the Intimidate is really nice into everything but Ursa and Porygon.
Yeah, I thought Mamoswine was honestly not that great for you here, and I had a lot of answers for it. So seeing you not bringing it was a little annoying, but I think that was the correct play. So let's just get into the set, and I decided to lead kind of a pretty typical lead for me, just because I'm threatening Tailwind and Trick Room at this point. I immediately see Rotom as a threat just because you can click Heat Wave here, super effective into both. So I overcommit my Terra right away as you switch out. I really should not have Terra'd here, especially and I go for Iron Defense because
it doesn't learn Heat Wave.
Oh, of course it doesn't. And it was Overheat, but it doesn't even know.
Yeah,
because it only gets one move with this type. But yeah, so I guess I was expecting that, but I'm running Hospitality, not Heat Proof. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking necessarily, but I overcommit my Terra, and now I'm a Water type in front of an Electric type when I used to resist it. So not a great turn, especially because you just use Volt Switch anyways, and with that damage, I know your specs.
I'm Magnet.
You're Magnet? I thought you were Specs.
Baby Specs. No. Oh. And I was really sad that I clicked Volt Switch into the Volbeat because I think it has a good chance of just KOing the Sinister if it Terras, but
yeah,
I didn't want to risk it not using Terra.
I thought you were Specs this whole time. I didn't really look at your paste after. But are you max special attack too?
Yeah.
Okay.
252 modest with Magnet.
Yeah, that thing's stronger than I expected. But in this situation, I get Tailwind up. I'm at 2 times defense in front of Palafin, but Clefable's a special attacker, so...
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good. I was wishing I had not clicked Thunderbolt or done something into the Sinister, because this is a kind of a rough spot for me.
Yeah, especially because I live due to the sunny day, which is really nice.
Yeah, the sunny day was a really good tech. I wasn't expecting that.
I think I a little bit over worried about Rotom Heat with the Rotom Heat's fire moves, at least, because I was thinking I had Heat Wave for some reason, and so I thought I'd be clicking a lot more fire moves, which is just completely wrong. I should have just looked at the Pokemon more, but because I was worried about it, I also ran Rain Dance, and so I think that was a mistake. I could have run Encore, which would have been really good for me in this set, and I just didn't have it because I ran Rain Dance instead, which is literally just a wasted move slot.
Okay, yeah.
And in this situation, I'm able to get up to ×3 defense, really nice. I can switch out here because I'm expecting a Jet Punch, which is what you go for. And then Machagacha does half to Palafin, which is really nice. And
yeah, how much are you to me. Do you have any special attack in?
I don't think I really did, or maybe I did.
That's great damage.
I imagine I was running Fizdef, max Fizdef, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I kill Palafin, which is really nice. I just go for another Machagacha, even though you can switch. And then Terra Blast does nothing, so that kind of stinks, but Moonblast does a good bit. I also had Strength Sap on this Sinister, I believe, and so I was going to consider using that, but I'm glad I clicked Machagacha because you didn't switch.
Yeah, it heals so much.
Yeah. Here, I feel like I have to switch just because Volt Switch kills, even though I bring in Tauros to lose most of his health anyways, so it probably would have been better to just let it go down and get a free switch into Volbeat for Tailwind, or, like, depending on... I can see who you bring in, right? So, that was a mistake, sending out Tauros right away, because I lose most of my health. Hitmontop comes out, gets an Intimidate drop, and Fake Out's active, so it's just so good for you. I tank that, but I lose special attack, so I want to switch both here. I just decided to switch this. Actually, I do switch both. I sacked the Volbeat because I figured...
Yeah, it was good, because the close combat is not... Yeah, I was just really hoping you didn't switch, and you did, and I felt bad, because I wanted to low kick, but low kick is such low base power against Porygon, so I kind of had to close combat.
I think, though, it's not all bad for you because I can't click Tailwind anymore, and that means Rotom is faster than Tauros, I think, because Tauros was not max speed.
No, Rotom was, like, very low speed investment. Tauros is definitely faster.
I assumed that. Sorry, yeah, you're right, but I had assumed that. I think I had made it 135 speed outspeed Hitmontop, and, like, 252 investment Mamoswine or something like that. So, yeah, at this point, I assume Rotom is faster than Tauros for some reason. Or I think you're, like, max speed with specs is what I think I thought. Here, I go for a pretty bad play and just Rock Slide because I'm expecting a switch, really, and then Machagacha, but you get a flinch, and so that's really good for me.
really, really rough, because close combat KOs without the flinch.
Yeah. And then I'm in a really bad spot. So I got
I think I'm chilling.
I got bailed, really.
If the close combat lands.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be switching out the Hitmontop, reset the stat drops, but it's
That's why I thought because you were -1 on defenses and attack, so that's why I went for Rocks. I just go for it again though, because I at this point, I am kind of fine with whatever going down, and I don't actually go down to that, which is really nice. Also, I thought it might
still KO, but the Machagacha was like just out of range.
And were you min speed Clefable?
I mean, not minimum speed, but I don't have any investment.
Okay, I think I had like maybe a little bit of speed on Sinistra.
Okay, I mean, you're 70 base speed on that, right?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but either way, I think I did have a little bit of speed on this thing, but I'm not min speed because I didn't bring Trick Room this week actually. So
yeah,
I was able to pick up both with Matcha, which is really nice. And then Rotom comes out, but at this point I think I'm slower, so I switch here. As you Terra Electric Thunderbolt for the kill.
I was really wishing I had Discharge right now, but
yeah, that would have
have
been
to do single target.
tragic. But in this situation, I think, wait, who do I actually lose this? Because you outspeed me, kill, and then I can like Terra Blast back, but you should be able to, like, maybe you can kill Porygon before, because it's a 3-hit KO into you, and it's a 2-hit kill into me. But I'm faster, so it doesn't end up mattering.
Yeah, and even if I don't know, maybe. Yeah, if I was faster, maybe. But then if I was faster, I would be less bulky.
Yeah. So I think trade-offs with everything, but I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. Game 1 for me. And game 2, I felt pretty shaken, even despite the win, just because him on top was kind of annoying. Palafin didn't do much this game, which is why I was scared, because I know that it is a scary Pokemon. And then Rotom...
It's like slacking with no downside when you actually get it.
Yeah, it's so good. And then Rotom I thought was Specs at this point, so it was really kind of threatening to me. And once again, I thought it had Heat Wave for some reason, so...
I wish it did learn Heat Wave. That would be great.
That would be really annoying. So going into game 2, I'm not expecting a slacking lead, and that's what you go for. I'm really expecting a Palafin. Is that what you went for? Game 1?
Yeah, I went.
Yeah,
Palafin
I was
Rotom
expecting like
lead
the
in
same
one.
lead or something similar. So I lead this, and I figure it's pretty decent into whoever you pick. And I think to myself, okay, I committed my Terra turn 1, game 1, and it was a big mistake. I'm not going to do that again. And then I say immediately after thinking that, I'm like, well, you have a fighting type attack. You could just click into Samurott, and I'll die. Just completely forgetting that Double Edge also kills. So I decided to
see this,
commit
this
my
ability
Terra.
shield, and I'm very scared. Because I know you can trick that onto...
Yeah,
that's
and that
rough.
was the goal, but I decided to just not do that yet, and I think that could be a mistake potentially. Maybe we should have just given slacking turn 1, and then turn 2 he's like has to switch. But instead I just go for CSUS and waste my Terra and die. I'm really not expecting to die here, so I guess I just didn't look at the calcs, but it's really disappointing. I think I was thinking like, well, Dazzling Gleam would kill me too, and so maybe I can live that, but it was just a very poor play.
I got to admit, I wasn't thinking about the calcs either, because I thought I didn't know if Double Edge was going to kill, so I did Dazzling Gleam as a precaution, and I didn't need it, and I could have tortured this Volbeat instead, which would have been really good.
That would have been nice. Because I ran 4 status moves this week.
Yeah, so instead I just get like a little bit of chip instead of a taunt.
I also send out Tauros here because I'm going to intimidate you, but I forget that Weezing cancels the intimidate. So that's not a great play by me, but it's a good Pokemon here anyways. And then
I think that was the mon I was most scared of on your team, was this Tauros.
And I thought it could be the scariest mon on my team too, and that's why I kind of set it up here in Sun and Tailwind. At this point, I think I switched into Ursa because I know I can kill slacking, and I want to hit Weezing with a Earth Power, and you taunt, which works out pretty well for me.
Yeah, I really wanted that to be the Rotom. I'm reading a lot of... I'm not expecting a lot of these switches. I'm just using bad moves into the new thing that gets sent out.
But at the same time, I see Rotom, and I'm just so scared at this point, because I think...
This is where I just blunder. As I forget you have one turn of Tailwind, and I don't protect the Rotom. And I have a double protect here to stall out the Tailwind. And then...
But you get me low enough where him on top comes out.
I think Rotom one-shots with Overheat. In Sun, it does for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of have to switch here, just because I don't want Ursa taking a CC is the idea. You go for Fake Out too, which is pretty good. And then here, if I'd gone for Flare Blitz, him on top dies. I think Tauros probably dies too, but it's Ursa who can be in Tailwind because of Volbeat versus Weezing, and I should just win. Even though you are Shuka, you can't kill me, and so I should just win. But instead, I go for Will-O-Wisp. I die to a D-Gleam, and then Ursa comes out. But it's still over because I can just Blood Moon into Hitmontop and I win, right? Terra doesn't matter, right? Except I see your AV and I lose so much health, and then I die to that.
Terra fighting max power low kick still does a ton when I'm burned.
Even though you're burned, yeah, because you have the Terra left. And truthfully, I just kind of didn't check the Terra and didn't, or maybe even if I did, I just figured it wouldn't matter because I just forgot AV was an option. And so, Automod almost was trying to ban Juvy's message because he said MFer. So sorry, maybe if you swear, maybe it'll be mad at you. But I'm not checking chat as much as I should be. But anyways, I just am ignorant of the AV, and so I think I win for sure. And instead, I do not, and Volbeat doesn't have any moves. So at this point, I can just click Sunny Day and let it go down. It lives the close combat, which is kind of funny. But, yeah. And at that point, I'm really mad at myself and confused, I think, is the big thing. Because I'm like, oh, he's AV. I just, like, didn't even consider it. I realized that Rotom is a threat because of his item, which, again, I still think is specs at this point. And Hitmontop is AV, so I'm just thinking your items are just screwing me over. Then, like, Life Orb stacking I should have expected, obviously, because that's, like, Life Orb, Choice Band are, like, typical items on it. But I didn't expect, I used that for my calculation. So that's 3 different items that I didn't expect that have really changed calcs and have scared me. So I feel coming into game 3 that I'm just, like, not super confident.
I'm mad at myself for not double protecting on the last Son of Tailwind, and I'm feeling bad about Palafin because of the Sunny Day.
Yeah, and you didn't bring him game 2, but game 1 he just really didn't do anything, and so.
Yeah, and I'm scared of the Tauros and the Sinister.
Which is, I think, valid answers to Palafin, except Jet Punch, even in the Sun, still does a lot. So that's why I was thinking about Intimidate plus the Sun is the only time where I can, like, tank a Jet Punch. But even then, I take, like, 20-something% from it. So at this point, I do expect, I do leave the same thing because I expect you to switch back. So I feel pretty good about that. But
I saw the ability shield and I just thought, like, nope, not playing into that with Slack.
I think that's smart. I think that's smart because I really do put myself in a good situation with the ability shield. But by not bringing either of these two into game 3, I now have a useless item. I looked at this situation and I think, oh, I can just kill Rotom with Razor Shell, and I'm in so much better of a spot, right? I don't even need to Rain Dance here, just because Palafin could be going for a flip turn, right, instead of just hard switching. But you go into Hitmontop, and so there's Intimidate. And so even if I Tailwind and Razor Shell, I don't kill because of the Intimidate. And that's just another mistake of me not, like, I wasn't remembering your items, now I'm not remembering your abilities. So really, really unfortunate just that I assumed I would OHKO and go for this move, and now you'll see that I take so much damage here.
It was really greedy of me not to Terra. If I Terra Electric, then I'm for sure safe from whatever you want to do, and I probably get the KO with Volt Switch.
Yeah, I think
I was kind of expecting you to Terra, honestly.
Yeah, if I Terra'd, I wouldn't have died, but you wouldn't have died either. I had better moves than to just tank that, and I think I could have gone for a variety of things, but just really disappointed in myself for not considering a Hitmontop switch in, which is, I'm not going to say it's obvious, but it's definitely an option that I should have just considered at least. So at this point, you bring out Clef, and you have 2 new Pokemon on the field. So I've seen your whole team, which is nice. But I don't like the fact that I have an Intimidated Samurott in front of Hitmontop, who has Fake Out active. So I just switch out right away to drop his attack once. I Trick just to see what item you have, which is Citrus. Or I think I already knew it was Citrus, but I just steal your Citrus. And then at this point, I can...
You didn't know it was Citrus because you one-shot this last game. Like, you...
No, game 1, I think I revealed it was... I did, yeah.
Oh, wait, what's it? Oh, okay, my bad.
I think I Terra Blasted it with Porygon, got it low, then it citrus back
Oh,
up
yeah, okay.
to like 58 or something, whatever. So at this point, I want to set up Sun and just go for Flare Blitz. I Oko Clefable.
Okay, that was what I was
awesome.
thinking of. It was this game.
Yeah, I still had Citrus anyways, which is nice that I just steal it before it's able to do anything. But look at that recoil. I lose like 40% as you send up Palafin. So all of a sudden, I go from easily living a Jet Punch to now being in Jet Punch range, which is crazy. I'm at 24% in the Sun, but I'm still in Jet Punch range for Palafin, depending on your item, I think. But still, I'm in Jet Punch range, and so
Yeah, I'm Clear Amulet.
So then it wouldn't matter. But or actually, no, I think you still Jet Punch kill me, but I'm not feeling good with this Intimidate too.
I saw you like bringing 5 Snarls and like Struggle Bug and stuff last week, and I thought I don't want that to happen to me.
That's fair. I don't have really good ways of shutting down physical attackers as much, and that's kind of why I was going for Willow.
Lunge on Volbeat.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I decided against it. I decided to run no attack for some reason. But here is a huge mistake where I think it could be game losing potentially, where I decided to go for Trick here. Because Volbeat has no good moves, right? I can set up Rain for Palafin, which is
Tailwind
terrible.
is up.
Tailwind's
so
up,
can't
yeah.
Tailwind. Sun is up, so you can't Sun. You obviously don't want to Rain Dance, so you have to do that or switch.
Or I could trick my my Citrus onto Tauros, which actually could be the best play here, because then I eat the Citrus Berry right away, and I live a Jet Punch, but I don't live a Terra Water Jet Punch, I think. Could have been an okay play, but tricking away the Citrus Berry I just got was weird, and not at all the right play. And I take the Wave Crash, and I would eat the Citrus here.
That was gonna kill.
And I wouldn't be in range of a Jet Punch, but no. And so now Tailwind goes down, and I can't get it back up because I gave away my item. I was so close to clicking Sunny Day here, but I was like, well, maybe it's worth knowing your item and getting rid of your Choice Band or Life Orb. But even then, Life Orb would have been, or a Choice Band would have been good for you. You're not Life Orb because you already clicked an attack, I think. And a Choice Band would be good for me because you can't undo your Wave Crash or something. So I know that you're not like priority. Or you can't go for Jet Punches or something like that. I don't know. But either way, just completely bad to get rid of my Citrus Berry that I gave myself. And I go down here when I otherwise wouldn't have. So, huge problem here for me because I kind of screw myself over. Then I can Ceaseless, which does 40, but you eat the Citrus Berry I gave you. And so now you're actually at pretty good health still. And I don't have Tailwind for either of these guys. So horrible situation for me all of a sudden, and actually go down to a low kick. So it's my 2 versus your 2, or versus your 3 actually. I have a double Intimidate here, but still not feeling very confident about this position, especially with Fighting type into Porygon, and I'm just not in a good situation overall. You switch out into Rotom.
I want to get rid of the attack drop and get like Refresh Fake Out, Refresh Intimidate.
Yeah, and I think that it does make a lot of sense.
Attacking Rotom.
Getting the Jet Punch kill really sucks because, again, I could have set up Tailwind and put myself in a better situation. Also, I was thinking about running like Terra Water on Tauros, but I ran Terra Stellar just for the damage boost, and I never ended up clicking Terra Stellar because I already had enough damage multipliers, and so it's just, I think that was me getting greedy with Tauros' defense and running Flare Blitz for the increased damage and Life Orb. I just wasn't thinking about the recoil I would be taking, and so I'll put myself in a situation where I can't get Jet Punched even in Sun.
Slacking, Palafin, and Tauros are all the same speed, but the Tauros has the most speed EVs, so not dying to Jet Punch is pretty important for you.
Yeah, but I'm not able to, and that puts me in a terrible spot because, I mean, I can Solar Beam, but what that also means is that going for Ceaseless here into Palafin was a bad play because Solar Beam Oko's Palafin from full, so there's no reason for me to not have gone for an attack into the Hitmontop and get it lower and just Solar Beam and Oko Palafin the next turn. And so I think there's also ways that I could have positioned myself better here. But at this point, I know that I die to Thunderbolt or Overheat, and so... and I can't stop the fake out because I'm not running Protect, so... Yeah, in the chat, I've voiced my frustration about not going for Floblitz that game 2. But it is what it is. I think we both played okay at parts. I think overall,
we
maybe not our
definitely
best
both
performances.
made some big mistakes.
Yeah.
In game 2 especially.
I wasn't... I don't think this game necessarily lived up kind of to the hype of like 2 top teams playing. So I think we can both improve still, though it is hard to improve for you, just because like you have only dropped 1 game all season, and that was this game 1. This is the only loss you've ever had this season, so you're doing pretty well. It's not like there's a whole lot of room for improvement, but I definitely have some room that I need to work on to improve. And I think for you, just it's good to keep in mind that playoffs aren't as easy as regular season. Everyone's trying their absolute hardest, and upsets definitely occur. So hopefully this was a little scare for you to show that like you almost lost, and so now you have to.
Oh yeah, I thought I was cooked in that game too. When the Ursa killed Rotom, I thought, okay, that's it. I need this guy, and he's gone. But
you squeezed it out, and so it is what it is. But hopefully we can both continue to improve in future weeks. Whoa, Gabby Durden, thank you for your first chat. We got a first time chat. But yeah, so that was a pretty intense set, and down to the wire in both of kind of these games. Even game 1, it was pretty close. So let's move on now to game 2, which is Soup and Eternum. Pretty interesting teams, just because Eternum decided to drop a lot of these Pokemon. And Soup has some really fun Pokemon this week. I mean, Dondozo without Tatsugiri. He didn't even have Tatsugiri on his team. So
he's drafted solo Dozo for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and he had a Dragonite who was serving him well, and he dropped his first overall pick or first round pick. Or maybe for
I respect solo Dozo, but not being able to Terra is going to be really rough, I think.
Sorry,
like it's Terra Grass here, but you can't click it.
Yeah, I think just looking at it, Hawlucha and Thwackey is obviously a good combo, but Ceruledge feels a little interesting here, especially with Terra Fire, because you do have a ground type on the opposing team, a water type on the opposing team, and a rock type on the opposing team. So all super effective threats into. Oh, and dark, I mean. So a lot of threats into the Ceruledge, and he's just running Terra Fire. But that being said, I love Ceruledge. And Hydrapple is, I think, number 2 on the MVP leaderboard. So
Hydrapple is terrifying. This thing does so much damage. And I guess he was doing this Dragon Cheer thing where he just had Draco and Leaf Storm as only attacks, and he would just give it 100% crit with Dragonite, Dragon Cheer. Mm-hmm. But I guess he's lost that mode now. And
maybe he has another Dragon Cheer Pokemon, I'm not entirely sure. But either way...
I don't know what learns Dragon Cheer.
A little unfortunate, especially because his team feels pretty good in Trick Room at a lot of times. Though Hawlucha does help for that. Eternum just kind of running a standard team, though he did decide to drop Flygon and Greninja at least. I don't know if he dropped any others, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean... Greninja, I remember having a funny name relating to getting benched.
All right, so let's check out game 2 now, or game 1 of set 2. Sold for D-Knight, because Eternum decided to pick up the Dragonite that Soup dropped, though he didn't have him for the matchup, which is really unfortunate because it would have been really cool to see Dragonite play his former owner.
Yeah,
but
play his old squad.
Yeah. The Intimidate's pretty nice here for Thwackey, but the Fake Out means Trick Room come up pretty much free. eats that crunch
Yeah.
and weakness policy.
Yeah, crunch is not doing a lot, and the weakness policy is great.
And then Calm
And
Mind is
now it has
crazy.
Calm Mind,
In
so
front of
this
these
is-
two Pokemon, which can, I mean, Crunch and Dark Pulse are 2 threats into this thing. And he just clicks Calm Mind. He just sets up in their face. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it would be okay if he could Terra, but he can't get Terra out of this. So it's
That's
like
true, yeah, he's Terra Banned. And so he's in a situation where, oh, he barely lives at 1. Wow, just a little bit more bulk than a turn was expecting.
Crunch and Snarl is surprising, but yeah, I think I would have expected that to KO as well. But living at 1 and it's still at 2.5x special attack, or 2, I think. We just haven't seen the drop.
I think Rock Slide would have made more sense here, honestly, just because you can. Maybe he's worried about the accuracy,
Rock Slide,
but
Rock
it should
Slide
definitely
is
kill
doing
Frig,
more
yeah.
than Snarl.
And it's
especially
physical.
with the defense.
And then you can have a chance for flinch on Thwackey. But Thwackey switches out here. Hawlucha gets his speed, and Frig clicks Wish just to heal himself back up. He can Wish.
So it's like Wish, Protect, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, I guess?
Yeah, which is really
Okay.
weird. Really,
Yeah,
really
crazy
weird set. It also means that he doesn't have Trick Room. But,
But you
it's
have
an
this
interesting set. I mean,
going
yeah, if you can get it to
backside.
work, then. And then Hawlucha here, with the acrobatics, doesn't go for close combat into Arcanine, which kind of, to me, reveals he doesn't have it. I think there are a few other moments where he reveals that, like, where close combat would be good here, but he decided not to run it this week. So 2 really important moves for his team of Trick Room on Frigraff and close combat on Hawlucha that he chose not to run, which is quite interesting.
I just pulled up the PokePaste. It is Acrobatics, Coaching, Encore, Detect. So
Soup has the most interesting teams ever, and that's why this is a fun matchup, because Soup has really interesting teams, and a tournament has amazing team building as well. So just really cool to watch them play and see all their cool tech.
The one game, the one set with Eternium had the Expanding Force Imprison Espeon.
Yes, into SMB's team. That was really good.
Just destroyed. It was amazing.
Yeah, he had the Psychic Train set for him, then was able to side spam.
Yeah. It was really cool.
He's had a lot of pretty cool strategies. The idea with Flygon was to use Medicham skill swap to skill swap huge power onto Flygon, give Levitate to Medicham, so Medicham will be immune to the earthquakes that Flygon, which now has double the attack, is clicking.
Okay, that's pretty great.
So that's how you know that he is pretty good with his team building, or pretty unique at least with his team building.
Sad we didn't get to see that before.
I'm too, but it is what it is. I will say that Hawlucha at 2 times speed does outspeed Kilowattrel here, but Acrobatics does not do much because it's resisted. So we'll see kind of what Soup has to go for. Terra Flying to increase that damage, but still does not even do it. Well, it still does barely over half. No Tailwind, actually.
Respectable for a resisted hit, but...
And no Tailwind here is a little questionable. I think it's pretty good to just click Tailwind, because then you all of a sudden outspeed the Hawlucha again.
Yeah.
And you can Thunderbolt him for super effective. And it's Terra Flying. I mean, you didn't know that he was going to click it, but still.
I'm surprised to see Terra Flying against a Kilowattrel and this Arcanine, right?
Really surprising, yeah. And I believe Fighting resists Rock, and so it would have been Rock side would have been neutral. But it's really a bad spot for Hawlucha, even though he's +1 defense. He's not in a great spot, though. No Tailwind means that he can outspeed and kill Kilowattrel, so that is nice. Hydropple comes out here. Protect does make some sense just because of the acrobatics coming out. And then the Will-O-Wisp is really annoying for Hawlucha. Though a Draco comes out on a Hydropple
does
side.
Really nice damage there.
Doesn't Grassy Train increase the grass power?
Yeah.
So Leaf Storm would have killed, probably.
Leaf Storm probably would have killed.
I'm always like a little bit shaky on some of that, like more specific knowledge. But yeah, Leaf Storm should have probably killed Arcanine here, so I think that might have been a misplay on Soup's part. Because you lose the
unless you're reading
attack.
Switch, but it's probably just better to Leaf Storm.
Yeah, because you hit everything for neutral anyways, and so it.
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe if it's a Flygon switch in, but then you're weak to an Alchemy switch in if with Draco. So
yeah, Leaf Storm was just for sure better.
Yeah, I would agree. But So Grassy Terrain ends as Thwacky switches back in, so it continues. And then Encore and Halucha is really good just for keeping that Kilowattrel in purgatory. It just has to
that's
spam protect.
that's
And
really
if you
cool
can
tech.
get that Arcanine, well, actually, you know he's probably going to switch out here, so you can kill the Arcanine and then, or just attack that slot knowing that it can't protect or something. Well, it can only protect, I guess, but knowing the protect will probably fail. Like there's a lot of things that Encore helps you out with here. Snarl also is just really not good here, but it's probably for the Hydrapple, I imagine.
Yeah, he just wasn't reading the switch, which is fine. Like
I think that's a little.
It's not like an obvious switch, so I think that's
I think it's
okay.
a pretty obvious switch at -2 special attack.
Yeah. I mean, okay. What does this guy have? He could Infestation, yeah.
I think it's a pretty obvious switch. I think that's a little bit of a misplay, but
Leaf Storm still KOs. I think I would expect Leaf Storm to KO from that range, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just went for Leaf Storm.
Yeah, I think that is somewhat reasonable then. But in this situation, he does switch out because he kind of has to. Grassy Glide is interesting, but doesn't even pick up the kill. And then Acrobatics doesn't even do half. And yet another Snarl is just weird. It feels like a bad play.
Yeah, that Snarl I don't get so much.
Does he have Rock Slide on his set? He must be dropping either Flare Blitz or Rock Slide.
This is Eternum, so...
Because Rock Slide would have been really good in a lot of situations here.
Yeah, no, he has Rock Slide. Rock Slide, Crunch, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, so Rock Slide I think is for sure the play there. Maybe expecting a Hydrapple switch in. That must be what he was thinking. But a little unfortunate. And instead it means that we have a Terra Stellar on this thing, but Grassy Glide comes out and Acrobatics, so it dies and it's a wasted Terra on Eternum's part. Will-O-Wisp comes out, which is pretty good, but it's 2 Pokemon at a quarter of their health versus these few Pokemon, and Grassy Glide still does a decent bit, and no Rock Slide.
That crit probably mattered. I don't know if Acrobatics kills without the Grassy Glide crit.
I don't know if he had clicked Acrobatics into the Arcanine slot while unburned, or while burned. But you're right, it might have. And then Air Slash barely doesn't kill, but it doesn't matter because of. Oh no, it does matter because there's the Grassy Terrain healing before the burn chip. Forgot about that. And it means Hydrapple can switch out or switch in here as. There's another Acrobatics, but Acrobatics will just kill here, or Encore just to let
protecting
Hydrapple
in front of that is kind of suicide.
And that was
I don't know about the pollen.
That was a really bad play. You reveal unnecessary information. I mean, you win the game either way, but it's just there's no reason to do that.
The argument is you don't want to miss your 90% accurate move, and
but he's Encored.
Oh yeah, he's Encored. Okay, yeah.
So unless you're expecting to miss it twice, and you're just planning on not clicking Acrobatic for some reason. I don't think.
Yeah, so there's no reason to reveal.
It's a small thing, but it's just it is a mistake. Also, Zapdos is Zapdon't is a pretty funny nickname on.
Yeah, Zapdon't is a great name.
No nicknames on Superside is a little tragic. Gotta work on that. So coming into game 2, Soup has already revealed so much of his tech, which is a huge disadvantage for the rest of the set because he has a lot of really unique tech, but he revealed a lot of what he didn't have too. And so I think that will certainly play a role in this.
So he goes immediately for the light speed Hawlucha. And I imagine you want a Terra Flying here, so you don't just get one-tapped by Psychic, and then Acrobatics is probably threatening one-shot on the Espeon.
Probably, or a fake out too on.
Or yeah, or you can fake out the Espeon, save your Terra for one turn, because the Flygon isn't doing anything.
It is an Arcanine switching for a fake out into that slot and an Acro into this slot, but
which the Intimidate stops.
Yeah, the Intimidate saves that. You were right that it would have killed, but the Intimidate means it doesn't, and it still takes a lot from that Psychic. A fake out into that slot would have been good, though. Maybe it's covert, potentially. Maybe that's a concern. Switch out into Hydrapple here on the Detect. As Grassy Glide comes out, that's a good protect there. And then Rock Slide is finally clicked. but does nothing really.
Not great damage. And
Psychic
grassy
also doing
terrain,
nothing.
It's really not doing much.
So I mean, I think this shows that it's not a very attack-heavy Arcanine, despite running 3 attacking moves.
This is definitely kind of bulky.
And the Willow is pretty good into Thwackey, though Hydreigon feels like he's in a spot where he can just get off a big attack here. And he does. And he does OHKO with Leaf Storm.
Yeah. So we know that Leaf Storm last game would have got that one shot, and it's a roll.
And this is a little bit of a weird spot for Soup, because he maybe is slower than the Greninja if it's max speed Greninja and max speed Hawlucha. Or even if it's max speed Hawlucha, it could be.
Wait, do you lose on Burden when you switch? You do, right?
Yes, and so he doesn't have the speed boost now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it used to be that way, but it's been this way for a long time. So the Hawlucha now could be slower than Greninja, and he doesn't have Grassy Glide pressure on the Espeon slot, and he doesn't have CC for Greninja. So it's a little bit of a weird spot if you're Soup. You're also at -2 on Hydrapple, even though clicking Leaf Storm would be really good here. So you just want to switch out, really. Project there is reasonable.
Leaf Storm into either slot would have been okay, I think.
Yeah, I think wanting to switch out those is reasonable, and Hawlucha does get outsped here, so it means that you have a chance to bring back out either the Thwackey or the Hydrapple again if you want. So I don't think it's an unreasonable play. And it's now a 3v3, so Thwackey does come back out, which kind of makes sense because you're going for the fake. Wait, why not just fake out plus Calm Mind or something? Huh. It's a little weird. The Protect there, I don't think makes a whole lot of sense. Maybe probably expecting a Dark Pulse, but you could just fake it out. So
yeah, fake out on the Greninja would have been pretty
Ice
nice.
Beam does a lot, but
I was honestly not expecting Burned U-turn from a Thwackey to do 19.
And Thwackey outspeeds Espeon. I don't know if that was already known, but
Espeon must have been clicking something like
Trick Room.
Yeah, Espeon has Trick Room. Espeon clicked Trick Room there.
Yeah, probably just because he was expecting a Trick Room. Well, he already revealed. Sorry.
he must have been going for counter Trick Room, right? He's expecting Farigiraf to click Trick Room, so he just preemptively counter Trick Room.
But I think that reveals a mistake on Eternamus' part, because if you see the set game 1, we know that it has Calm Mind, Wish, and Protect. So I don't know why he would be clicking any of those moves if he didn't have an
it's
attack.
Not fourth move Trick Room.
Yeah. So, I mean, unless like Psych Up or something, but still, or Baton Pass. Well, it can't be. Yeah. So it just feels weird to assume the Trick Room there or maybe he just wasn't paying attention to the moves clicked. So
you could get a Psychic into the Thwackey and just double up into it, KO it, and then your Espeon lives and the Farig protected for nothing.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Spam, I can see this on stream and still be more professional than you, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I think Calm Mind, it really does indicate Trick Room, or no Trick Room, so I think that was a pretty poor play, but also a poor play to go for Protect here, because you saw it didn't even get targeted at all, and it would have been a free Calm Mind in front of the special attacker, so would have been a pretty good situation for Soup, but does not take advantage of it. And Hydrapple comes in here, which is kind of nice because you can reset the Thwackeys, or the terrain with Thwackey. And wow, a double up into Hydrapple, really expecting a... Wait, there was already a Terra this game. What? Can you run me through this logic? The only possible option is a switch into Thwackey. Maybe he double targeted the wrong Pokemon?
Yeah, I don't get that.
That must be it. He must have targeted the wrong slot. But
I'm also surprised it's special attacking Flygon.
That is a little weird, but I think that was already revealed, no? No, it wasn't. That is a little weird. I feel like having that many special attackers is kind of a lot, because you're not even physical on Arcanine, or you're a little bit of physical on Arcanine. But what did you say, sorry?
Like the Flygon has like 80 special attack, I think. It's not very good.
Yeah. And you already have special Greninja when Greninja can be physical or special, and special Arcanine when Arcanine's, or not special Arcanine, but not strongly physical
You have 5 special attackers with the Flygon.
Let me just look back up at the Terra on the Hydrapple. It's Terra Steel, so he must have been expecting a Terra Steel on the Hydrapple, just forgetting that the Terra already happened. I think that was probably what it was.
Yeah, that would
Good
make
call,
sense.
Law. I think that makes the most sense realistically, because Earth Power doesn't make sense into 2 grass types. So very bad play by a tournament. How will Soup capitalize? Going for Wish and the Flinch. So the 20% Dark Pulse Flinch chance happens. Really annoying, because you could just do so much damage. You could OHKO Flygon if you go for Draco here. Wish also is probably in anticipation of the Dark Pulse. So not necessarily a bad play, because you're expecting to get weakness policy.
Unfortunate, but yeah, it's pretty understandable to think you would.
But even in this situation, I mean, like, what happens? Like, does that mean he's just not going to attack? It might be encouraging him to not attack Frograph, because he might just heal it back up, right? So maybe he's going to double the Hydrapple or go for Ice Beam into Hydrapple, and then like maybe a little bit of like Earth Power or something into Frigg, but it means Frigg will guarantee to end the turn at full, right? So also means that Dark Pulse is not a good play into Frigg. So we'll see what happens. It is Ice Beam, in fact. And then Bug Buzz, Terra Stellar Bug
Buzz doing
Terra Stellar's,
I mean, good damage, but for committing a Terra super effective hit, 55 isn't great.
Does Terra? I thought Terra Stellar boosted both of the power of both of your stabs, and
no, Terra Stellar just boosts the power of every type of move once.
Every type of move once. Okay, gotcha. I thought it was just the stabs, but I was just misremembering. Though this feels like a really bad play as well, because maybe you just Dark Pulse and Bug Buzz, but there's no way you ever go for both of these go for one attack into Hydrapple and one attack into Frigg that's super effective, because then you activate weakness policy. The goal is to either kill Friggraph or just not activate weakness policy.
But this Wish is coming, and you've done 55% to a mon that had 100%, and
his Wish is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he'll be
like
at 95
he knows
now.
his Wish is about to proc. Yeah.
What?
So now it just has the attack, the special
throat
attack.
Spray. Huh.
Okay, I mean that's kind of cool, but
so his goal was just to get his special attack up, ignoring Frigg's. But Calm Mind is for sure the play there, like by a mile.
Yeah, Frigg is kind of unkillable.
And there's Fake Out active.
And there's Fake Out, and there's Grassy Terrain. Yeah, it's
Bug Buzz is a lot.
Okay, that's still
stored power. Wow, interesting.
Stored power. Okay,
so that means that Greninja wins actually.
Not Hyper Voice.
Greninja wins with Ice Beam into Thwacky. So it should be actually a loss for Soup here, because he can't hit the because he can just Ice Beam, and that's exactly what happens. Okay, wow. That's a tough way to lose, but it is what it is.
And he gets the flinch.
Flinch mattered. All right, so really unfortunate way to lose if you're Soup. I think you really any bit of information you hadn't revealed game 1, you revealed game 2. Though a tournament now has revealed more information just because of like the throat spray and the fact that it's special Flygon. Really though, Soup has revealed
the Dozo and the what's this guy called?
Ceruledge?
Not Armor Rouge, the other one.
The cool
Ceruledge.
one, yeah, Ceruledge.
Yeah, those are both still completely unknown. He's
That
bought
is
the
true.
same
That is
form.
true. But these Pokemon have just revealed so much that it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. You know everything about these guys now.
And so yeah, we'll see kind of if those 2 Pokemon are brought. Alchemy hasn't been brought either, but just a very standard lead kind of on both sides. Immediate switch out, which is interesting. Fake Out,
the Intimidate. This is like very close to what happened game 1.
Yes,
but
and
there was
Acrobatics
the Espeon there instead of the
and
Flygon.
Boom
And
Burst.
Boom Burst is cool. I guess that this is the reason to run Special Flygon is you get to Boom Burst.
Yeah, and that's why probably the Arcanine switch in is even better, because the rock typing. So we'll see what happens here. Rock Slide does make some sense. He probably just Boom Burst again, but he protects actually. The Willow into the Protect is unfortunate. Thwacky would have been good, but it's another attack and Protect. So wasted turn.
So nothing happened.
Switching to Killo.
Switches out, loses the special attack boost.
Yeah, that feels pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Encore.
Oh,
he was going to get Encored, but then, like, what?
Then why protect? Yeah. Interesting. Willow finally comes out into Hawlucha, and that's actually a pretty good turn for Eternum here. Switch out into Thwacky and Terra Steel here just to resist the Air Slash. Makes some sense. Also, you know that he can't be Flare Blitz at this point. But, the Air Slash, 30% flinch chance. Brutal. Really brutal.
Yeah, now you kind of have to switch out Thwacky.
Or
no, you have
Fake Out. So Fake Out makes sense. The Terra Ground here is just really unfortunate. Probably Terra Ground, Terra Blast, right? But... And then the burn on Thwacky, and Draco is a great play, just because you can kill a switch in on anything besides Alchemy, and you can kill despite the Terra. You don't want to predict the Terra with Leaf Storm, obviously, but Draco kills other way, so I think that makes a lot of sense. And now you really want to switch out Hydrapple, because you're -3.
Oh, yeah. And
Thwacky, too, honestly. Boom Burst does quite a bit. Hawlucha's not looking too great, and then Rockside picks up the kill, so... And then a flinch on Thwacky, so just so much RNG on Eternum side with the Dark Pulse flinch, then the Rock Slide flinch, or the Air Slash flinch, and the Rock Slide flinch, just so much. So many flinch chances, and that's really annoying if you're Soup. But you have a full HP Thwacky and a full HP Dondozo now, so...
He's everyone's favorite fish.
Oh, and the miss on the Snarl is actually really nice for Hydrapple.
Yeah.
Though Arcanine lives either way, so that probably doesn't matter. That's crazy. Does put it in Grassy Glide range. Oh, it probably was either way, though. And then a good switch on the Thwacky, and the burn on the Dozo is really bad for him. Wow, and now you look, it did literally 6% to Flygon. That's crazy. And so the Dozo's just not in a good spot anymore. Soup feeling a little nervous, though Hydrapple's still at full. Protect here. Does make some sense. On the Fake Out, yes. Earth Power doesn't kill.
Earth Power, yeah, that...
I think Boom Burst makes more sense if you're protecting your partner.
Yeah, maybe, if you're protecting...
probably expecting a switch on Hydrapple, though. And knowing that... Yeah, okay, that is reasonable. Though Yawn Dondozo is actually pretty good here because it means Flygon will go to sleep the next turn. Thwacky here kind of wants to switch out, but kind of wants to stay in. But, Grass Knot!
That's crazy.
Wow, great move to run on Greninja here, just because that really does shut down the Dondozo. Okos, and then Earth Power is fine. It means it will be a 2v1, though Hydrapple is in a spot where he can just hit the Leaf Storm into Greninja and win, or maybe even just survive enough attacks. But Dark Pulse comes out, does no damage. Leaf Storm comes out into the Flygon first, which is okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to risk it waking up and powering you.
And a Protect on Greninja is possible, so I think that's not bad by any means.
You kind of know now that the Greninja can't touch you.
Greninja really can't kill. Infestation just to kind of speed it up and mean that you'll win no matter what, pretty much, even if you get crit for like 3 times. And so, wow, super close set. That was a really fun set to watch, just because of all of the tech.
That was really cool. And a lot of really crazy sets.
And despite like a few misplays that we pointed out, I think it actually was pretty well played overall. And I say it every week, and I get to say it extra this time, but Soup is better than his record suggests. I mean, now he just got his second win here. He was 1-3 before this. And Eternum was 2-2 before this. And so now Soup is at one of many 2-3 players. He definitely deserves to be kind of up there. I think he continues to surprise with his tech, and really cool to see 2 of the best team builders in the league go at it. I think a pretty fun set, did not disappoint. Also another really close one, like ours. Let's move on to Pilza versus Oedipus. Oedipus running the exact same team for the past 5 weeks now.
Is it exact, like move for move?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think it's always better to prep into your opponent instead of having a general one, and especially when you have the exact same team, it means no matter how good that team is, your opponent can prep into it because they know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
They can do calcs. So
We're gonna see the most accurate Metagross explosion that we've ever seen.
with Hone Claws. All right. Pilza felt pretty prepped into this one, and it is a Rillaboom Drifloon lead, which is very like one of his most standard leads. If it's not Rillaboom Drifloon, it's always like Infernape Metagross or something like that.
Yeah.
So
And
Protect on
it's a
Araquanid
good
makes
lead.
some sense. Yeah.
You got Fake Out, you got Tailwind.
Mm-hmm.
You can do some strong stuff.
But Tailwind here in front of Mimikyu would be really bad, and that's what it is. And so Trick Room on the same turn as Tailwind is really unfortunate.
Yeah. Now you're just the slowest thing.
And Leech Life doesn't quite kill.
That does crazy damage.
Yeah, Araquanid is so strong.
I always think of Araquanid as like being worthless if it can't click water moves, but that Leech Life did great damage.
Yeah, it's way stronger than you think it is. It's also good at physically and specially, so quite annoying in that sense. And Mimikyu gets a free Swords Dance, which is always nice. U-turn here, repositioning on the Rillaboom. Not bad necessarily. Primarina comes out. And then Shadow Ball does, not a whole lot.
Yeah, the U-turn to break the disguise is a nice play. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
But,
though the Shadow Ball only getting a 2-hit kill here because of the Spit F drop.
Stab super effective Shadow Ball doing 48 is kind of shocking.
Yeah, I think that shows not a whole lot of special attack investment on the Drifblim. And good call running the Citrus Berry on Mimikyu here. Though it's interesting how the liquidation into Primarina is a mistake. I think in this situation you probably just play rough Primarina or Drifblim, but play rough one of the two. If you have like a Shadow Claw or something like that, you can go into Drifblim. And then probably liquidation the Drifblim, but liquidation and Primarina, even though it does like half, still I think is not a correct play here.
Yeah,
and then
it's gonna do. Okay, he just really needed that Primarina dead, and the liquidation is going to be the highest damage this Araquanid can do. So maybe he just kind of thought that Primarina needed to go.
And maybe he didn't fully realize that he would die to another Shadow Ball because of the Spit F drop. And I assume that's what happens. It is, yeah. So
yeah,
a little unfortunate on Pilsa's end here. The King Gambit comes out in a pretty good spot. Liquidation does do half the Primarina.
That's great damage, and he gets the defense drop.
And Throat Chop picks up the kill, and that might have only been because of the defense drop. I don't know.
Yeah, probably mattered. I
think if he gone for Iron Head, it would have mattered, but he went for Throat Chop. If everyone went for Hyper Voice, it wouldn't have mattered either way, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess he didn't know if it would KO, but it would have for sure KO'd if it was Iron Head, so I don't know.
And now one turn of Trick Room left, one turn of Grassy left. If Rillaboom goes down here, even though it has Fake Out pressure, it means Grassy Terrain is down for good. Protect on Araquanid here. A double Protect on the left turn of Trick Room.
It stalls out Fake Out, but it also, stalls out your own Trick Room.
And I think that's a big mistake on Pills' part, yeah.
Yeah, Drifblim gets Tailwind, which is actually good now. Although it wasn't great, like it didn't matter because he double protected, but you're outspeeding both regardless.
Yeah, I think in this situation you probably just if you have Air Slash you go for that, but if not, just like you want to kill Araquanid probably. Sucker Punch into the Rillaboom is pretty good here, and then Icy activates Defiant. I think that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's you're already
so much faster. Yeah, it's really unnecessary. Liquidation is a lot, and now Bax comes out, but
Gambit is crazy.
They can kill pretty easily. Dragon Dance again is just like feels very greedy, and then Iron Head picks up the kill. So, and then Liquidation picks up the kill. Okay, wow, and that's by the way, it 2-hit kills Drifblim at +1 Drifblim. So that shows the power of Araquanid.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, Water Bubble is not a balanced ability.
Really not a bad. A game for Pilza. There were a few things though, like the double protect. Like he could have done better for sure. And let's move on to game 2. We have the Mimikyu and the Arachnid versus the Infernape Metagross, pretty standard lead. Terra Electric here, I don't like actually at all. I think in front of a Pokemon that knows Explosion, you shouldn't be getting rid of your Ghost type, especially in front of a Mon that has Fake Out too. Like, there's no reason to get rid of your Electric here.
Yeah,
Even
and
if
you
you're
have
expecting a double up to kill Mimikyu, I just don't think it's worth getting rid of your Terra.
I don't know what the double up would even be to.
Well, some Fire move and then Heavy Slam kills.
Oh, Heavy Slam, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
I think that does probably kill,
So,
but you can just kill Infernape back, or get him down to Sash at least. I think there are better plays than just clicking Terra Electric right away. Though I think that is what he was told to do in prep by Charcoal, so that might be on Charcoal. And Heavy Slam does come out, but it wasn't a double, so
the Heavy Slam was into the disguise, so
yeah,
not doing anything.
And then Liquidation does come out here, and Trick Room can come up. The Metagross with the Terra Normal can probably still boom. Ooh, Shadow Sneak instead of Play Rough. And then Liquidation comes out, and then, yeah, Explosion does come out here.
Boom.
Kills both. Not a really good spot for Pilsen now, because it's a 3v4.
And he does have 3 turns of Trick Room.
But it's only one physical, or only one attacker. And one Fake Out active and another Fake Out user, so not super great here. Sucker Punch comes out too, huge mistake there. Could have got a free kill, but
yeah, you don't need priority like you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think expecting a maybe a grass. I don't even know what he was expecting, but really don't need Sucker Punch in Trick Room especially. But protect on the Infernape and Encore here. As Iron Head does a lot in the backs, but doesn't kill because of the coaching, and then Glaive Rush does nothing.
Yeah, that's
so Pills is still actually in a really good spot.
I don't like Glaive Rush as a move. I think it's kind of a terrible signature move.
It's actually a good move though. It's really strong. And the drawback is pretty nice.
It's 120 power, but yeah, the drawback's so rough.
Well, you can protect. And just because when you move next, it'll get rid of it. So you just protect it in the next turn, and you're fine. I think it actually, this situation is not bad for Pills at all. You can kill Infernape here, or do a lot to Rillaboom, and instead, Encore here into the protect, but reasonable play here. But it means that he can just switch in the Rillaboom, and that is what happens. Protect on backs, and Follow Me comes out as Iron Head kills backs. Okay, so it's not all bad. Not a situation where Fake Out is active again, though. And Protect actually happens. Follow Me again, tanks the Grassy Glide, and then Sucker Punch.
You would say a Sucker into the...
Either
the
would
Rillaboom.
fail.
Yeah, but it happened... Oh, yeah, either would fail. But I don't know why you go for Grassy Glide. I guess it dodges Sucker Punch, but Wood Hammer seems like it would be.
Well, maybe he doesn't have Wood Hammer. I don't think he does.
Maybe.
But what is?
If not, well, yeah, okay. It's Fake Out, Grassy Glide, U-turn, knockoff.
And I don't think Pills is able to stop this. At this point, he does get off a Sucker Punch finally, but it's a little too late. And the Encore into the Grassy Glide is fine. It just doesn't really do too much. And then Sucker Punch because of
Sucker Punch the Infernape.
Yeah.
Grassy Glide isn't priority anymore, so.
Yeah, at this point it didn't matter anyways, but it was just really rough that he keeps going for the Sucker Punch and the Infernape. I mean, he's Encored, so you know that, and Grassy Glide's no longer a priority, so you can just safely click it into Rillaboom here several times, but he does not, and so that is wraps. I get, though, Infernape looks like the bigger threat as a firefighting type, so that's why he went for it, but quite unfortunate.
Now we see the strongest Rillaboom.
Yeah, +3 on both. And so
there was a lot that could have been done different in that game too from both players, I think.
so moving on to game 3, we have a pretty interesting situation for both. We'll kind of see how they can turn it around, or if Pills is able to make more use of that Trick Room. And Freddy Brillaboom leads a little bit different. 2 fake outs active. Fake out into Gliscor right away, and then a coaching. Interesting. Gliscor still gets up his Trick Room still comes up, and Gliscor still gets up his poison. So that is quite good for
Yeah, it's looked good for Pilsa in this first turn. The Gliscor is interesting.
Switching to Gambit here, and then Dual Wing Beat's really good. Dual Wing Beat would have O-code Infernape, I believe, actually. But
probably with the damage it's doing to plus
damage.
one.
Yeah. Knockoff is fine, and then Fire Punch into the switch-in is really nice. Good call on Oedipus's part.
Yeah, that's great. But the knockoff, it's already poisoned. You don't really care about
it's really not. Probably just his strongest move, maybe. I don't know. But Metagross comes in into a Throat Chop, so that thing just dies, and then Dual Wing Beat misses the Infernape. But he goes for coaching that Fire Punch, so it actually works out for Pilsner quite well.
Yeah, Fire Punch would have been huge.
Throat Chop on the Primarina into the Hyper Voice, which is awesome, and then Infernape does die to the Dual Wing Beat.
And we still got 2 turns of Trick Room.
Yeah.
Is this going to be...
Oh.
Okay.
And Dual Wing Beat comes out.
Not Fake Out or Crossy Glide.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting, but it works out really in Pills' favor. Now it's a 4v1. It really doesn't feel like there's anything that can happen.
Yeah.
Protect the Scout, I guess, is fine. But switching to Clefairy does make some sense. Protect here into the Throat Chop, and at this point, you can probably just follow me or Encore or something. And he does Encore. Yeah. Perfect. And so probably trying to Encore him into the Hyper Voice, but it works out. The freeze on King Gambit is really funny because it's already over, but pretty funny.
Yeah, kind of just making sure you get the best differential you can.
And he unfreezes.
And it's pretty quick though.
And switching to Gliscor would have been fine.
When it's already encored, but
yeah, that was a pretty funny freeze then. Flaw works out pretty well for Pilza, but yeah, not bad play on either end. It was just kind of not the strongest necessarily, but pretty close set still. And that's been 3 games in a row that have gone to 3 games, or 3 sets in a row that have gone to 3 games. So
the game 2 was awesome. I like to see
that was a close one.
Explosion get value.
Finally we got the big boom that put in work. All right, so let's move on to the Saline versus TBL matchup. Some pretty interesting additions to TBL's team being brought in this one. Noivern, Meowstic, and Meldsdale, and Ampharos, I believe, are making their first appearances. I don't remember if you made this trade before week 5.
No, I think this is the first time we've seen them.
Yeah, so 4 new Pokemon on TBL side.
Perish Trap thing is gone now.
Yeah, the entire strategy. And then we have on Saline side the pretty standard. Oh, whoops! I knew I would do it at one point. I hadn't done it all season so far, but actually I did the volume. All right, so Sylveon and Salamence versus Meowstic and the Noivern. But Noivern gets to immediately learn Float Spray, and Yachi is really interesting to learn. I'm not sure. Probably someone TBL. Oh, does TBL have his rain mode still?
He still has the Politoed, so it could be like Politoed Ice Beam.
Yeah, he must have. Well, it's reasonable to expect a Pokemon, someone with a rain team to bring, or with a rain mode to bring it. So Yachi is probably for that, I would imagine.
Or just a lot of random things, learn like Ice Fang, Ice Punch.
Ice Punch, Annihilate is a problem. Ampharos technically gets Ice Punch, so. Protect on Salamence does make some sense here from the Fake Out. Tailwind comes up, but Hyper Voice can do a lot in Noivern. It actually brings you down to Sash with Vocoed. And there's so much into Meowstic, and that was before the Throat Spray boost.
The crit into Meowstic is big.
Oh, that's why I did that much. Okay. That makes sense then. But still, with the Throat Spray up, now Sylveon's looking really scary. And so Light Screen comes up, makes some sense, and then Draco just Oko Salamence. So it's just so much offense, because both Pokemon go down here. So crazy offense on both sides. Though, Tailwind and Light Screen are really good for TBL, despite being down an extra Pokemon.
Yeah, trading a Pokemon for 2 turns of Tailwind and 7 turns of Light Screen probably is
But
pretty
you
good.
also let Throat Spray get up. And Drain Punch doesn't even kill Meowscarada. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hyper Voice does so much to Annihilate.
because obviously he's going Beat Up to break the Sash and then Drain Punch to kill, but that just
Trick
doesn't
Room
work out.
Meowscarada.
Trick Room Meowscarada is wild.
Great play there.
I learned, like, this is how I learned that Meowscarada learns Trick Room.
Well, I knew that, and I know that the only forms of speed control on Saland's entire team actually are Tailwind Salamence and Trick Room Meowscarada. So we actually brought it this week, and that's hilarious. And Meowscarada uses Sucker, fails into someone, but it shouldn't matter because Hyper Voice kills. Taunt really doesn't do anything here, so really just game over immediately. Oh, the Sucker Punch actually was bad there. Oops. If he had just switched out, or maybe you don't want to switch out and reveal anything, but
Oh yeah, the differential.
But yeah, he heard his
Definitely
differential by one.
Definitely better to reveal something than lose the one
Or
differential.
just click something else. You can click Trick Room again, or click whatever. Maybe click Flower Trick, because you almost always run that.
Yeah.
Or Knockoff or something.
Yeah.
So I think that makes a little bit more sense, but it's just a small thing for differential reasons. And I think that, yeah, the Trick Room was really cool there. So Saline should be feeling pretty good going into this game too. So Frisk reveals the AV and Throat Spray, which is quite interesting.
So yeah, the Berserker, is going to be like Fake Out, U-Turn, Iron Head, Close Combat.
Yeah. And
it
the
doesn't
Fake
learn
Out is
that many
active on
moves.
both here.
Mm-hmm.
Goes for Fake Out and a Noivern on the Terra, which is really unfortunate, but it's fire into a fairy, so that's fine. Mousel loses half. Wow, and with the special attack boost, really good situation here. Oh, and Heat Wave misses the Steel type, which is really bad.
That's brutal. It's a good switch into Mudsdale, though. You switch it into the U-turn and get the
and he gets the free boost. And Sylveon goes for a Calm Mind here. Interesting. Flower Trick can do a lot in Mudsdale, but doesn't actually quite kill. Though it doesn't. Whoa! Because of the Tailwind, it actually Mudsdale outspeeds Sylveon and is able to Oko before it can move with Heavy Slam. Great play by TBL, actually. Wow. And Berserker comes back out, but even though it can kill with Fake Out, Noivern can use Hurricane here. Heat Wave would have made way more sense into two Pokemon weak to it.
Yes. Yeah.
And Hurricane's less accurate anyways, so it's not an accuracy thing. So I think that's a poor play, but still gets Meowscarada down to Sash. Knockoff gets Noivern really low. And 2 turns of Tailwind with Annihilate, and then a Noivern at 13 and a Mousehold at half versus Meowscarada at 1, Berserker, and then 1 in the back. Terra Poison here. A Sucker kills Noivern, Meow goes down. Oh no, Meow doesn't go down. How did it lose its health before? Was it to Rocky Helmet?
Yeah, it was Rocky Helmet.
Oh, gotcha.
It's not Light Bulb.
Gotcha. And Iron Head into Annihilate as Mousehold comes out. 1 more turn of Tailwind. Little redirection there. Rage Fist into the Meowscarada. Probably expecting a switch, maybe? Or maybe just to get the kill. Feels weird not
you're
going
probably
for
more scared of Meowscarada than... Because this can Iron Head you at best.
It probably kills Mousehold though here, right? Yeah, it does with Brick Break. And Tailwind runs out, so depending on the last, it is Golden Go. So interesting. Rage Fist is able to kill though.
Yep.
And Iron Head is not. And so Annihilate actually... Oh, he goes for Rest. Well, I don't know why he revealed that. He could have just killed.
I think he just didn't know for sure that it would KO from full.
That's true, but
if it didn't,
hit
then
several times. So I think it maybe just making sure, and so you can't.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to reveal Rest, but I probably would have done the same thing just to make sure I'm for sure not miscounting how many times I've been hit.
That is reasonable. Yeah. Moving on to game 3, we'll see kind of how they switch it up. Past Simeon Golden Go, pretty offensive lead, into Annihilate Meowstic. Immediate switch out, though. Kind of makes some sense. You're expecting a big damage. Knockoff lives, and then Nasty Plot. Really good turn for Saline, but
and then
switches out right away.
I hate the switch, yeah.
I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense. You're +2, so you can just you probably kill Mudsdale unless it's AV. Maybe you're concerned about that, but you can do a lot of damage, and
I
then
don't think you kill through light screen, but you do great damage, and obviously the Meowstic dies.
well with a double up. I mean, with like if you like knock off
Oh yeah, sure.
and get rid of the AV. I think Passimian revealed it's faster, so you can knock off, get rid of AV, even if it is AV. I mean, it might not be, and then you probably kill. Is my guess. So I don't think that's a great play.
Why
It
is
was
this
AV, okay.
Meowstic is clicking Thunderwave into Goldengo.
After a nasty plot, yeah. So like probably forgetting about its ability, would be my guess.
Yeah, and that doesn't do anything to Meowscarada either because it's
Yeah.
Dark type.
So wasted turn by Meowstic, and Earthquake comes out and kills his own Meowstic. And so Ampharos is time to shine now. Terra Ice on the Mudsdale is interesting. Gets rid of the specs right away. Lives because of the Terra here. Then
And gets to
Terra Blast into Meowscarada is crazy. And the
pretty cool.
D-Gleam. So now it's a 2v3 all of a sudden. Sylveon and Goldengo. And a double protect to stall the
Scout, I guess.
the Scout and stall the
yeah.
one turn of. And Discharge is no longer negated by the ground typing, so
Yeah,
wow.
They're calling it the worst Disquake combo of all time.
He goes for it again. Oh
So,
my god.
yeah, kills his own horse.
So that's 2 kills by
and
a teammate
doesn't
here.
hit the Sylveon.
Does
but
not
we
even
know-
kill with the crit on the Rage Fish because he hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah, 50 base power.
A kill there, but Sylveon can just clean it up. Oh no, it can't.
No.
Wow.
It misses belly.
And Rage
And-
Fish should kill now. No, it doesn't.
Rage Fist doesn't kill,
But
but
Dragon
the
Pulse
Ampharos
does,
outleads.
and that's game. Wow, what a back and forth set.
Ridiculously close game.
That was so yeah. I mean, barely wins on TBL's part. That felt like a doozy of a game on both ends, but
I think the switching out the +2 Goldengo was really rough. I for sure wouldn't have done that.
yeah, I think that's probably what lost him the set, honestly. Because with the knockoff getting to the AV, even in light screen, you probably kill at +2, I would imagine. Even if you don't, you do a lot of damage, and you don't just die instantly like you did later. So, I think it's more valuable, even just to get him quite low. But yeah, let's move on to Charcoal versus Juvie. Some pretty interesting stuff here. We have DC Terra Stellar on the Electro just for extra damage boost.
Yeah, the Terra Steel is really interesting because you don't think of Electrode as kind of a damage dealing Pokemon, but Terra Stella kind of tells you that this is looking to
his
kill
goal,
things.
especially with Chloroblast here. And then we do see a Bramble-Ghast Bring, which is a little interesting because it's a less usual bring, but it's actually matches up really well into Charcoal's team here. So I think that was a good call.
Yeah, it does a lot of good things in this matchup.
And did it again. Sorry. So it's immediately Arch Bramble-Ghast versus Quaquaval and Grim, and so a CC is you can rip CC into Arch, but it is Braver instead of Bramble and just Okos it. Wow, big damage. And Body Press comes out and does do a whole lot. So actually, really good first turn for Charcoal here.
Yeah, that was really rough for Juvie.
Though
Bramble Gust had so many hopes and dreams, and it just gets one shot off the rip.
Though it is Choice Band on the Quaquaval, or Choice Scarf on the Quaquaval, sorry. So that's how it was able to outspeed Bramble, but it means that it can't just rip a CC into Arch. It can attack into Azumarill or just switch, but either way, not in a great spot. It does a lot into Azumarill, but probably goes down here. And Flash Cannon,
it was also able to outspeed the Bramble Gust because Bramble has 4 speed EVs.
4, you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's close to 0 speed.
Spirit Break comes out to weaken the Arch special attack, though it does reveal stamina, and then Play Rough does just kill the Quaquaval here. As Electrode comes out, he's able to get off some big damage potentially. A Trick here to trick the utility umbrella
Yeah,
onto
that was
Arch.
really cute tech.
I think it's a mistake to reveal it right away.
Yeah, I mean it's not raining. We could, it could be the Pelipper that he switches in, but I think Juvie. Yeah, it's a big prediction to make.
Yeah,
And
additionally,
it looks great if Juvie goes for Electroshot, but
and,
that's not what ends up happening.
and the Electrode with a special type of or with a special attack could have done some more damage by getting rid of the AAV, but because you're attacking into the Comfey, it just doesn't even really matter. Body press kills, so Grimmsnarl's now no longer with us, and then Ursaluna is now the sole real damage dealer. The Worry Seed comes out, meaning that this burn will really hurt Ursaluna, kind of forcing it to only go for facades, and body presses a lot. So Dranicus doesn't kill, but the Screech Arch it lives because of the Worry Seed. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. And Arch gets full parried, so that could matter. Terra Stellar here, plus the Chloroblast kills Comfey.
Yeah, and obviously it.
And the Facade, not expecting the.
Yeah, I don't get the Facade. Was he not expecting
the floral healing?
Terra Stellar Chloroblast to KO Comfey? Like, was the Facade?
He probably wasn't expecting the floral healing.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Headlong wouldn't have killed though, so that's unfortunate. I mean, either way, it was kind of cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm definitely coming out with something. But, yeah, it is a nice win for Juvie because he didn't have to reveal his last and didn't reveal too much tech, while Charcoal revealed the big tech of Utility Umbrella Trick. Really encouraging Juvie not to bring rain, though Juvie just won without it, so he doesn't really need it as much.
This Archaludon does not know Electroshot.
Oh, it doesn't. Well then, even better for Juvie here, because Charcoal might continue that strategy that wouldn't work in his favor. So a little bit of a different lead here, though same lead on Juvie's end. Terra Water on the Bramble this time, maybe a CC, but another Brave Bird. And I think you should have learned your lesson game 1 of that Arch just survived the entire game and never switched out. So CC and Arch just is so valuable, especially when you have Follow Me here. There's no real reason not to click it, unless you're expecting a switch. But
yeah, the Terra, even with the crit, you see
it just allows it to survive, and yeah, it's really unfortunate there. It means that Bullet Seed's able to come out and do a lot of damage here. And Arch can probably pick up the kill on this thing. Just stat padding as per usual. And Grimmsnarl comes out, but really needs a switch on the Quavel here. No switch. So just a little bit to Comfey, but really poor play not switching out here, in my opinion. Switches out.
Cannon, yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot through light screen.
Oh, but it takes a Draco, and that's... Even though it doesn't take a ton from it, it's still annoying. Though, I will say... This situation is much better for Charcoal, or like, it's still better for Juvie, but I mean, having the -1 and -2 is quite nice.
Yeah, Juvie isn't threatening a whole lot of damage.
Though Worry Seed can just come out, yeah, and that's exactly what happens. And Body Press does a little, and Facade picks up the kill, but Arch is now a big problem.
Surprising amount of damage,
Facade
from Facade, yeah.
Well, Facade is still.
It's still 140 power stab move, but with the half damage, I'm surprised that KO'd.
It's not halved.
It's burnt.
Yeah, Facade it doubles the power in burn instead of having it. That's Facade's thing.
Facade just doubles the base power of the move, but it doesn't.
And you're unaffected by burn. Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Yeah. Because otherwise it'd be effectively the same. It'd be a 70 base power move again, because it's doubled and halved again.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right, nice.
Yeah, so that's why he's kind of forced to only click Facades here, because
okay, I see.
The Headlongs only do 60 base power, So it's a huge swing, but it means Arch is so scary. I mean, all you can do is click CC into it, and then I think this is Charcoal not treating the scariest Pokemon on the field as the biggest threat. And I think that's a mistake. He should have kind of targeted it down more, because now it's still at full health, even though it's -2. Close Combat finally comes out into it, but doesn't kill, and so it's a little too late. That's my second time saying that, but it is. And then with that going down, Ursa comes out, but it's game over here. So Arch gets the stat pad a little bit more, but
yeah, Juvie gets the body press, and body press is just doing a lot of work in this matchup. You can get a lot of special attack drops and still just click body press and feel good about it into the Ursaluna, the Grimmsnarl, the Quaquaval, the Electrode, and the Electivire.
Yeah, literally everything takes neutral from it except the Dirge, but we didn't see Dirge at all here, so I think that was a pretty unfortunate set by Charcoal, just because I think he had a pretty solid team. He just kind of made some poor decisions and really didn't. Again, not prioritizing Arch was a big mistake.
Juvie's Arch. Someone has to take this thing down. Like we can't let this Arch finish the season unkilled.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to kill this thing. I don't play it, but somebody has to. I mean, Wah plays him next week, so I think Wah has a chance.
Okay.
Move on to our penultimate match of Nick versus Alberto. Nick playing his first week because he subbed in, so pretty interesting that to see him and see kind of what he's going to be up to here.
Mm-hmm. We saw this this combination of Dusclops, Loking, and Porygon Z do some crazy work last week.
Yeah, it was really threatening against TBL, but now there's no Ninetales into the Sun team, which is really weird. So I'm not exactly sure what Alberto's cooking, but we'll see. Primate lead is interesting.
Maybe he figured it's just always underspeeded by Torkoal, and you just don't want to compete with Weathers. You don't want to click Aurora Veil and have it be.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Counted.
The Frisk here reveals EVI Primate, which makes sense, and Power Herb armors. Knowing that's Power Herb,
it's Meteor Beam.
Yeah, immediate switch out makes some sense because expecting attacks into that, including the Meteor Beam probably, which it is.
Yeah,
it does a lot to Slowking. And then Trick Room does come up, so it's a little weird because it does help the Torkoal here, but maybe he's thinking that it would help him more.
It does. Your Torkoal and Rhyperior, if either of those guys are here, are just loving life in Trick Room.
Yeah. Psychic Terrain comes out, probably anticipating E-Force. Rain Dance comes out here, and Muddy Water. Double accuracy drop, and E-Force misses. Wow.
That was crazy series of events. I'm disappointed by how little damage this Terra Water, Rain Dance, Muddy Water is doing.
It really is not. That's probably a sign that he's not running max special attack or not running too much investment. But
yeah,
he's 3 for 3 on special attack drops.
He's 3 for 3 on accuracy drops. It's
whoa, yeah, on accuracy drops. And Slowking was the one that dodged the Expanding Force, which is 75% accurate. So this Slowking has just had the craziest luck in the world. And Trick Room gets reverted. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Thankfully, Trick Room can't miss.
Yeah. Helping Hand, just hoping that this thing doesn't miss again. And it doesn't. Caesar lives at 1, but can get off a big close combat, though Protect happens. And Wide Guard. Close combat goes into the Indeedee, though, so good call, actually, on Alberto's part.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over for Alberto, but it's just really not looking good. Close combat does come out.
He's up in Mons.
Well, at this point, after that kill, yeah. Or it's a 2v3, but yeah.
No, he has Avalugg in the back.
Yeah, 2v3.
Sorry. Yeah, 2v3. Yeah.
All good. So Rambi protects here, probably expecting a Dire Claw, which is what it is. Primate's able to pick up the kill on Caesar, which is really nice. So good, well played by Nick, though it means that Avalugg is now in Trick Room, so... And it is room service for the to be slower than the Torkoal.
The double miss on Primeape is really unfortunate.
Ooh,
but
body
it
presses a
shouldn't
lot,
actually.
and Sludge Bomb doesn't quite kill, but Sludge Bomb,
But
but the poison
gets the
does.
poison.
Helps with differential though for Nick.
Yeah.
It's
And
quite
Slow
nice.
King is the poison kills don't count for the leaderboard, right?
It counts as the kill for Slow King.
Oh, okay.
Because he
So
got the
he's
poison.
not.
Whoever gets the inflicts the
Okay.
status. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So that is crazy that that the Slow King was just like, I think we need to do a performance enhancing drug test on Slow King. I know Arch had some of those season 1.
Yeah, no, Slow King's on the Ozempic. He's like too small to hit.
I don't know if I'd look at that and call it small, but no, not trying to body shame. But all right, let's see how things change for game 2. Immediately, just a Sun lead into a much faster lead on Alberto's side. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So hard
The
shot
Sun.
in Indeedee. And the fake out is really good for
Yep.
Nick.
It's like
Eats the Terra
Groundhog's fake
Blast,
out.
and so Meteor Beam comes out here. Should get Porygon
Beam
down
into Porygon.
quite low.
Respectable damage, but
Follow Me
Yeah,
makes some sense because now Caesar's attack gets redirected. Also, that reveals the Scarf on the Porygon.
yeah. That's never outspeeding without Scarf.
Yeah, and then E-Force puts Caesar down to Sash and picks up the kill on Porygon. So, pretty good spot for Nick, honestly, all things considered. You got the Sun up, you got Psychic Terrain up. Terra Water here. Interesting. Oh, wow.
Still takes really respectable damage.
And that's a good sign of how strong that Caesar is. But
Mm-hmm.
the Sturdy allows Avalugg to survive the Armor Cannon, barely. And Rockslide won't kill here, but Brick comes out. Wow. So wasted attack on Avalugg's part.
Yeah, it skipped a ton with White Guard. I never liked White Guard a lot because it's
just
like
hard to
Sucker
guess.
Punch predictions.
Yeah. And I mean, you see that getting the prediction wrong means that it's now Tauros and Avalugg outside of Trick Room, trying their hardest. Rain Dance comes out here, so Tauros hits his own Rain Dance for the following turns. The Torkoal comes back out, and it's really doesn't matter. Raging Bull does a little, but in Rain it would have done so much more. And then Rhyperior just Swords Dances on in his face.
And CC doesn't quite do it.
Kill, yeah.
Brick Break.
Torkoal
Almost
should
reveal
kill
Citrus.
here with Weather Ball. Wow, just a lot.
That's a lot of damage for a resisted hit.
Could be Specs or Charcoal, I think, based on that damage. It's probably at least one of those two. Or maybe just -1. Tauros takes a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, it was okay. That makes sense.
So we'll see how things change for game 3. Torkoal Arma just again on this lead, and same lead on both sides actually from game 2. And same switch as game 2.
Does he fake out again?
Hopefully
Electric
not.
this time?
Terra Electric, Electro Web.
Electro Web. Okay, well you're already
in Dire Claw. Indeed, he gets the poison because it's Poison Touch, not Unburden. Interesting. Even though it's Sash, and wow, a live on both because of we already knew that, but a live on both. Follow Me comes out. Electro doesn't kill, which is huge because Sneasler now gets his attack redirected, and Armorers can kill both. And so all of a sudden, even though Arma is low, it is still a 2v3, and Arma outspeeds his whole team besides Tauros. And it's not Tauros, so Arma outspeeds the entire team here. But it switches out.
Yeah, I guess 50% speed probably also still outspeeds, which is kind of funny.
What does?
Like the 0.5 speed Armourouge.
Oh, yeah.
But it switched out now.
Yeah, switching out makes sense just to guarantee you do, and it can probably be more effective. Torkoal is able to Weather Ball the Avalugg, but the Sturdy comes out again, and Trick Room gets set up. Avalugg should be slower, but it's not even slower.
Even with room service, this Tortoise is the slowest guy.
And I think actually that makes sense because I had 5 speed IVs and a minus speed nature on my Copperaja just to be barely out underspeeding Torkoal in Trick Room. But with the room service, right? But that was 30 speed or 31 speed at min speed, and Avalugg's 38 min speed, so
it's 30. Okay.
Yeah, it does make sense that he can't. So room service just kind of a mistake there. And Muddy Walmer misses the Rhyperior, so just salt in the wound for a already beaten Alberto.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
And
Muddy Water wouldn't
in
have killed
Sun,
anyways, though. An Earthquake just...
what effective Muddy Water's not doing very much.
And the neutral weather ball.
A raw weather ball.
Yeah, wow. And so the normal weather ball does pick up the kill, and that's a win for Nick. His first game of the season, but because he subbed in for SMB, but wins his first game, and that's quite nice to have that bit of confidence.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. Alberto also didn't look bad, so that's something to consider as well. And yeah, Avalog with room service was 25 speed actually, so just unfortunate prep on Alberto's part there.
Yeah,
but not a bad set.
So you need like Snorlax or Munchlax or something.
Yeah, you gotta be slow. So moving on to our final game, which is Wa versus Dorian Masuda. Wa also subbed in, but that was after week 2. So he's this is his third game now, and he's won his first 2 games actually playing. So, and he also did make some additions to his team or change-ups to his team after this week.
Garchomp is gone now.
Yeah, his replacement was Hydreigon, my favorite Pokemon, or one of my favorites. And Whimsicott melodically already in front of Rotom and Cryogonal. Interesting. Switch out.
Maybe expecting the Incineroar lead to get the competitive boost.
That would make sense. And without saying it, the switch into Arcanine, probably expecting a Ice type attack is my guess. Light Screen on the Cryogonal with a protection to the Thunderbolt. So we're actually really well played by it. Yeah, really well played there. And a good switch there on Dorian Masuda's part as well. Ooh, but the competitive boost.
I don't know about this Incineroar switch. Oh, but he switches as well.
That,
so
that worked out quite
bad.
Well. Terra Water here, because of expecting a Hydro Pump, which is what happens, but the Snarl makes that much better. So Protect expecting a Volt Switch probably and a Fake Out. So
I think he's just double protecting. Yeah, I mean for the Fake Out and for stall out the Light Screen.
That makes sense. Another Snarl comes out here, put Rotom at -2, so even though it's super effective, can't do as much. Yeah, does not even do half. Plus the Thunderbolt means he can take another one because of the Citrus, and then Parting Shot as Dragapult comes in. Double Protect on these sides, and Protect from Vikavolt
Everything
as well.
just protects. Feels terrible
turn
not switching out Rotom on that turn because you could have reset the special attack and it was a dead turn.
And if you switch in Cryogonal, then you get the ability to set back up that Light Screen, but not capitalized on. As Whimsicott comes back in, Shadow Ball does over half and lowers the Spit F, which is kind of nice. And Thunderbolt still does not do a whole lot. And Thunderbolt to Rotom still does not do a whole lot because it's -1.
This Rotom, this Rotom should have left a couple turns ago, I think.
Protect on Pult here, expecting a Moonblast, but probably. But a Tailwind feels pretty obvious here, so I think that was a mistake. You could get off some nice damage into the Vikavolt instead of wasting Protect.
Vikavolt, I doubt, is outspeeding Dragapult in Tailwind.
No way.
I could be wrong.
I mean, he would have to be max speed and not min speed on Dragapult, but there's no way he runs max speed Vikavolt, so
yeah,
that's I think that's a pretty poor play there. Switch out an Arcanine to get the Intimidate on the instant is not bad, and the other switch in here on the Milotic slot, Arcanine barely hangs on as Flare Blitz into the Water type, so really good switch in on Wall's part. Wow.
Yeah, double switch, and then
switch into Vikavolt as well, and a Learning Voice. Interesting. Shadow Ball not doing a ton, and Parting Shot into the Vikavolt. So glad it wasn't into the Milotic because Milotic would be so scary.
That would have been bad.
With Tailwind, actually, Milotic's able to pick up that kill and hang on after that. Rotom dying to a crit probably mattered actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The other times it was with Light Screen, but
I forget.
I think even without Light Screen, I don't think that's killing.
Yeah, I don't see another example of it, but I think he was at -1, and so I think, yeah, I think that crit probably did matter. So Rotom goes down, and now it's a 4v2, and even though Tailwind is gone, you're feeling pretty good because you get that competitive
You have to
boost.
give the competitive boost.
Protect here, Light Screen comes out, but really good play there, and getting the crit does not hurt. Ice Beam into the Vikavolt does pretty much nothing. A nice way to heal back up. Oh, Okaberry. So that is good information on Dormisuda.
Yeah,
That's the
that's good to
burn
know.
too. And
Make
Kraganol
sure not
takes
to do that in the next
nothing
game.
without a crit. I mean, that crit mattered so much then.
Yeah, the crit was pretty big. I mean, it probably didn't decide the outcome of the game, but it probably
but it
saved him some
still was
differential.
important, yeah. So Vikavolt wants to switch here, and he does. Gets that Intimidate drop on Ensign. Another light screen means Kraganol's like...
What? Yeah, I don't get that. It has Ice Beam.
And he just clicked it, so he's not like choiced. Huh. Interesting. I think Freeze Dry on Kraganol makes a lot of sense here too into the Milotic, so maybe he's not running it, but I think he should have considered running it.
Yeah, Freeze Dry would have been pretty good.
And yeah, now it's instant in a 4v1. It's really just over, and it just dies to the competitive boosted Milotic, which I've learned firsthand. Competitive Milotic is scary, and it can do so much damage, and that's exactly what happened.
I did
here, so.
the very first version of my team. I drafted this Pokemon, but didn't make it past the free trade window.
Yeah, but very, very scary Pokemon, and we'll see how Dormisuda can try and claw his way back after that really tough game 1.
Yeah, it was good good management to not lose any Pokemon.
Yeah, I think that Wild positioned himself very well this game, or that previous game.
The crits sure helped.
Yeah, he got a little lucky, but I don't think it mattered too much. I think maybe you would have lost another Pokemon, but that's really it. We see a Dragon Ball Illumise lead, interesting, into a Milotic Arcanine. So interesting leads on both sides. And a fake tier Shadow Ball, but Arcanine lives. Wow, a really aggressive play, but
that must be a pretty bulky EVs.
Gets the burn, and wow, that crit matters a lot too. Just
that
so many crits on Wa's side, crazy. Whimsicott comes out here. The fake tier's Thunderbolt combo, but that's the problem with Whimsicott combo. Protect is just a great way to shut it down. If he goes for it again, he doesn't, thankfully. Reveals the Clear Amulet, but pretty good for Garchomp here. Taunt comes out, wasted turn, and Voidon wasted turn too. So switching to Arcanine to get that Intimidate again.
Double
back
switch.
into Milotic to deal with the fake out, and then Will-O-Wisp. We know it's competitive, not Marvel scaled, but
yeah.
Still pretty much wasted. And
another double switch.
Another double. Wow.
Dory should have set up like spikes or something.
Look at that. Great positioning here. And then Misty Terrain next to your Dragon type is crazy because you know that he is a Levitate Pokemon. And the goal is to
yeah, because the Rotom's not grounded.
And so he's not affected by the Misty Terrain, so the Dragon Claw's power is not halved. And subs up. Wow. Will fails into the sub to Garchomp. And yeah, wow, it's a really, really good spot for Garchomp here because he can just do a lot into Rotom. And 70% is crazy. Then a Flare Blitz picks up the kill there. Though no knockoff into the Garchomp is really kind of a problem because Garchomp is now free to kind of just keep attacking. Though, really
now the Misty
nothing
is hurting you. Yeah. You can't Stomping Tantrum.
Ooh, does a lot too into the instant, and finally the knockoff.
There's the knockoff, but
and a switch on instant does make some sense here. That's what it is.
Yeah, so there's the Rotom, but I'm
Charm here. Good play.
Charm is
especially after you got rid of that Clear Amulet, and now both Pokemon are able to tank those hits very easily. Protect on Milotic.
Garchomp should be able to take that.
Oh, maybe 4 Garchomp. He's still able to pick up the kill, but
wow.
Garchomp
Yeah, because Misty Terrain. So
yeah,
but still, it's still -4 even without the Misty Terrain debuff.
And now at -5, so that Garchomp is switching for sure. I mean,
-5. Gosh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
But it's now Illumise versus the world.
Yeah, Scold is doing great damage. Bugabuzz is not doing great damage.
Yeah,
and.
Yeah, just no real form of dealing damage besides the Bug Buzz, so it was for sure over there. And Wa played phenomenally there.
Yeah, I don't know if the Misty Terrain actually helped him more than it hurt him, but
I meant he couldn't have been burned.
Yeah,
so that was the idea.
I mean, he had the sub, but
yeah,
It
But it
was
meant, yeah,
he lost 1-1 between both games, which is just amazing.
very well played overall, yeah. And also, according to Watt, it was a 50-50 on whether the Arcanine died
Okay.
to the fake tier Shadow Ball combo. So really
Okay, so
unfortunate.
he lost the coin flip. Yeah.
Yeah, Dormasuda, not a bad play, just got a little unlucky. And Watt just had a lot of RNG in his favor, but I think it just kind of made the game much closer. I don't think it meant that.
Yeah, he'd have lost a few, or probably lost a few more Pokemon.
He would have
but I
lost
think
Arcanine right
he takes
away,
the
right?
set.
But it would have. Yeah, it would have made his positioning maybe a little harder too. But very well played by Watt in the.
Yeah, two like back-to-back double switches is I'm not sure I've seen that before.
Yeah, it takes guts. And so that is pretty impressive. I now want to talk about the Elysium Fields of Punishment. I don't think either of us really deserve it.
Either
Both
of us
played
deserve
great,
either of them. Yeah.
but not terribly. I mean, it was a close game. It's hard to say. I think Soup played well. Maybe he's considering, but he did make a few like kind of big mistakes. So I think it's a little hard.
The Draco on the
the
Arcanine instead of Leaf Storm was.
And the Frig set only having stored power, losing an entire game was really rough.
Yeah, if that had a real move, that he would have won.
I can't really say either for this game either because Pilza won, but Adibus didn't play poorly. I mean, too poorly. I mean, he won that game too. So, and Pilza definitely didn't play strong enough for these.
Pilza did fail Sucker Punch 5 times.
Yeah, no, I don't think he played well enough for Elysium. Then after that we have TBL versus Saline, but it was just such a close game, and again, maybe you can say that
this was a good set. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, maybe you can say that Saline deserved Fields of Punishment, but I wouldn't really say that.
No, I think he did some. I mean, switching out the Goldango was really rough, but aside from that, I don't think he did anything too bad. And I loved the Trick Room on Meowscarada. That was a really good tech.
I think he had a lot of moments where he shined, and when he won his game 1, it was pretty dominant. TBL made a good comeback though, I will say. Then Charcoal versus Juvie. I think Charcoal is a very tempting Fields of Punishment just because he didn't attack into Arch a lot of moments, but it also felt like he kind of made maybe 2 bad plays a game and just got really punished for it.
Yeah, he had some good plays, like the Brave Bird into Juvie's Bramblegast.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of turn, in this situation, you feel like you're in a pretty good spot. After that turn 1, I think there were a few moments where it just kind of, overall, he didn't target the Arch nearly as much as he should have, but I don't think he played Fields of Punishment worthy. And Juvie didn't really do anything crazy. I think the Worry Seed tech was cool, but other than that,
the Worry Seed mattered a lot.
I do think Worry Seed is good, and I'm not trying to discredit that, but it feels like he kind of just clicked that. I mean, other than that, he literally only clicked attacking moves besides 1 Floral Healing, and so it's hard to say that he didn't even really go for any crazy switches. So it's hard to say that he just he completely outplayed Charcoal. I just think he just had a stronger team, made smarter decisions, and won for that reason.
Spamdolf does kind of raise a good point that Oedipus has brought the exact same team 5 weeks in a row now. Yeah, which
I think prep should be a consideration for Fields of Punishment, but I don't want to automatically just give someone Fields of Punishment for something before the game even starts, just because or for something that's kind of unrelated. I think prep is important, but like if someone forfeits, I don't want to give them Fields of Punishment automatically. Looking through it, I mean, Alberto and Nick, I don't think either of them played poor enough as well. That was another like really close set overall, and I don't think either of them played poor enough. I think the Avalog mistake of not having the not checking his speed was a mistake, but nothing too crazy. And then
I think you just kind of assume like I have a slow Pokemon, I give it room service, it's gonna underspeed everything, and just kind of underestimating how slow Torkoal really is.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable mistake on Alberto's part. So and then I don't think Dora Masuda either. I think Joshua played pretty well, and he got a lot of his Pokemon low, so it's closer than like the Mons.
Yeah, he got like, it looks really bad. The end result looks really bad,
Yeah.
but he got pretty unlucky.
Mm-hmm. And so I would say no one gets Field of Punishment this week would probably be my answer. Though for Elysium, I do think Watt definitely deserved it. I think he looked like Dora Masuda I think Dora Masuda last week when he played Charcoal. I don't know if that was week 3 or 4. But just amazing positioning. He made a lot of cool plays.
I can get behind that. I think, with how well things went for him, I don't think he had to play like super well, but he did. So.
But also, it was 26 turns in 2 games, and he had a few of those moments where he got lucky, and a few of those moments where he could have made a better play. But overall, it was just like very solid throughout a pretty long game, or 2 pretty long games. So I would probably say Wah as my answer for this.
I agree with that.
Also, Spam, I don't think we necessarily do Fields of Punishment the same way, but I don't typically give someone Fields of Punishment for I want to tell him to change up his team, but I'm not just going to give him Fields of Punishment every single week, weeks 1 or 2 through 5, because he ran the exact same team for all of those weeks. I don't think that's a great solution, or just automatically giving him Fields of Punishment. So I'm not going to do it for that reason, and I think his play was solid enough. So I'm not going to give anyone Fields of Punishment this week, but congrats to Wah for definitely deserving that Elysian performance. I think that was just if you want to rewatch this set and just like Dora Masuda plays not poorly, but Wah feels like he's in control the whole time, and I think that's pretty impressive. So let's move on to looking at the standings. We can see that Juvie and Saibon have kind of separated themselves at the top of the leaderboard, and Pilza and Wah and I are all behind with 2 wins, not 1, and so there's a little bit of separation there, especially with the game differential. Even if we were theoretically able to climb up, the game differential does matter. So we can see that those 2 kind of clearly above the rest. Then looking at the me and Wah and Pilza, I think we're all pretty neck and neck at this point. So Wah playing Juvie this upcoming week, and Pilza having to play Juvie week 8, I think will matter. Also means that Juvie might actually get a loss between kind of his a few tough opponents in his upcoming schedule. Potentially. I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but and then we have a whopping 8 2-3 teams, which is crazy. Just super, super close race for these bottom 3 playoff spots, and for the other spots of just people trying to kind of fight their way into playoffs. And the next
these
3 weeks will matter.
6 remaining playoff spots are going to be so competitive.
Yeah, even a loss from Pilza and Wah and I are not playing each other this week. So if any of us lose, then we could potentially have only 2 teams with winning records, which is crazy by the end of this week, if all of us lose. So it means that we have a super, super close race. I say every season that it's anyone's game, and it usually is, but it's never like this close. This is just ridiculous levels of balance. I mean, I've never seen so many teams like this close. And Oedipus down here, but even still, with 3 wins, maybe he can make his way back into playoffs potentially. So I think the goal is for Juvie and Saibon is to try and continue the winning streak, and if one of them slips up, then the other can pull ahead. For us 3, we want to keep our spot comfortably in playoffs, and the goal is for sure to not slip down out of playoffs, and definitely there is a fight going on for the 3 and 4 seeds, the 3 seeds able to choose their opponent. The 4 seed technically is, but they can't be chosen by one of the top seeds as well, which is how we do it in our league. And then the making playoffs is the goal for everyone else. So I think the standings are super, super close. And let's quickly look at the MVP race as well. We can see that Archelon is a whopping 19-0, which is crazy. Hydrapple's number 2 up
Someone
there.
has to do something about this.
We have our 2 Pokemon with 4 games played, Samurott and Rotom up here as well. And look at the separation between 1st and 2nd, and then 4th and 5th as well. Like, there's big separation. We only have 8 Pokemon with double-digit kills at this point in the season. And TBL still has 2 in the top 10, which is crazy. Yeah, I think this is a pretty funny leaderboard. You can see that Milotic is 7-0 in 2 games, really threatening Pokemon, and Vikavolt. So I think that's a testament to Waz's skill. I mean, he's been 3-0 since he's taken over, so really, really good player. And I think it's pretty interesting to see kind of some Pokemon that you don't expect. So like we have several C tiers in Hydrapple, Hisuian Samurott, Rotom, all C tiers up here. Passimian is a D tier actually up here. Vikavolt a C tier. So pretty interesting to see all of that. And I think actually Metagross was able to sneak in the top 20 as well. That's kind of funny because of his performance.
That's earned. That's 100% earned. Does killing yourself count as a kill?
No, it just counts as a death, which is
Okay.
even more impressive actually. That he's up here with that. And Annihilate also because of like Final Gambit a few times. Those 2 Pokemon have actually 0 differential because they've died as many times as they've gotten kills, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I think this is a really close league at this point. I'm looking forward to seeing how things change over the next few weeks. I think it's definitely possible for people to make comebacks. I'm curious to see who ends up being the MVP, if it will just be Arch again, or if someone can dethrone him. Hopefully Samurott, but we'll see.
Shout out to Weezing stealing 6 kills by just clicking Dazzling Gleam over and over.
That's really impressive too. Yeah, 6-1 on that thing. That's crazy. And yeah, do you have any thing you want to say before we head out here?
Not really. Just having a good time in the league. Really excited to see what happens with playoffs because we've got like two slots gone. So just a lot of people fighting for 6 slots, and even down to like Pokemon differential, it's going to matter a whole lot to see who makes it.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun to see all that. Thank you, Soup, for the encouraging words of. I'm glad to know that some people are enjoying this at least, because, I mean, it's a lot of work and a lot behind the scenes, but we're just glad to have a fun league that everyone can enjoy. Not anything too aggressive or competitive, but yeah, thank you guys for stopping by on the stream. Good luck to you anyone who is in the league and contending for playoffs. And yeah, I think we have the closest the league has ever been at this point. So really looking forward to seeing how the next few weeks turn out. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys.